Most people scroll on Rightmove for months and never ever buy because they're not sure what's a good deal and what's a bad deal, and they're frightened of getting burnt and losing money. So today I'm going to show you exactly how I do it on Rightmove. Let's analyse some deals. So we are going to Birmingham. Rentals in demand, housing's in demand, so I'm going to go 5 miles around Birmingham. I'm going to do max price about 400,000, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter by oldest listed. Let's see what's on the market and what's not selling. So we have got a property that was listed on the 23rd of November. It has actually been on the market for nearly 3 years. Looks a little bit old fashioned. Could do with some interior design in here, look. But I'm not seeing anything that's like scary, structural, or anything like that. The problem with this is there's no floor plan, which is annoying. So it's a semi-detached 3-bed, so we don't know where we can add value. It's only 1 bathroom, and for a 3-bed, I'd want to add an ensuite, or I'd want to add a downstairs toilet. It's giving me the sizes here. Utility room with plumbing for washer, floor cupboards, useful toilet. Oh, there we go. We could put it into the utility room. And the EPC is a D, which we're going to need to watch. So the first thing I'm going to do is get end value. Look at that. It was bought in 2002 for 86,000. So I'm going to go to nearby sold prices. 3-bed semis, what are they going for? Well, we got 1 sold last Feb for 255. 2024, let's just go out 1/4 mile. So when you're looking at this, it's really important we get the end value right, because that's what the valuer is going to value it on, and that's where you make your money. So I've got a 3-bed semi here, look, sold last August for 290. I've got a 3-bed terrace, ours is a semi. Another 3-bed semi, that looks really small though. So let's take this first one. Let's see what condition is when this sold. And this sold for 290. So 290, it's got a nice front garden. Oh, look at that, they've open plan kitchen diner. Absolutely beautiful this. The interior designed, all the paneling, you can see the difference, big garden. So we've got kitchen, dining, lounge, hallway, 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. So it's not that big of us, they've just done a huge, massive kitchen diner. So if we go back to ours, so it's hard without a floor plan to see, but this is a downside of this property. It's got a tiny galley kitchen. It did say it's got like a utility. So I think you could exactly do this. Even with a small extension, you could build this, but you'd need to view it and you need to see the floor plan. Now, if that end value was 290, with all costs and everything, I'd need to buy the property and do the refurb for 217,500 if I'm then going to put a mortgage on and keep it. Now they already want 255 for the property, so this is going to be really tight to do and get it to be worth 290. So what I'd do here is I'd ring the agent. If the agent wouldn't look to wiggle on price to bring it down near the 200,000, no viewing, no point. So my strategy with this property would be buy, refurb, refinance. You're looking for properties that are like this, a bit old and tired, need some work, you want to add en-suites, downstairs bathrooms, and we've got a nice comparable on the next street, 290,000 done up and done. It's not selling because it's absolutely at the wrong price. So what I'd do is I'll pop this in my pipeline. There's no more work. I'm not even going to do any more numbers on it. Parked, and I go on to the next, because property's a numbers game. You have to go through a lot of these to get a deal. The biggest mistake I see my students make is either spending hours upon hours on a deal that will never stack. Like, there's no point me spending any more time on this unless the estate agent says yes or no. You know, it's not going to stack. The second mistake I see my students make is not doing enough due diligence on the deal. 95% of getting property investing right is getting those numbers right. Those numbers are right, you can absolutely smash it. Like, it's literally just making it happen then. So it comes down with knowing the end values, being confident on the refurb, and getting the right price you're going to buy it for. This works for anywhere in the UK. We chose Birmingham, but you can do this on Rightmove in London, Scotland, Wales, anywhere. So finding a rundown property on Rightmove, working out what the end value looks like, and then working backwards, does it have enough? Because you need to take into consideration buying it, stamp duty, legal fees, the full refurb, staging it if you're selling it fast, and then coming out the other end. Now, if I was flipping this, I wouldn't be pushing them as much on price because you can flip it. Because I want to keep it and put a 75% loan to value on it, I need to do the uplift. So I think the biggest things to look at is something rundown, something on Rightmove, and then it's getting something where that's a rundown house for 100 grand, up the road's just sold for 200, boom, that's 100 grand in there, I can work with that. So typically I would look at about 10 properties. I'd whittle it down to 3 where I'd ring the agents, maybe go and view 2 and then buy 1. Typically, that's how it works. So I do this as part of my 2-day online seminar called Wealth Through Property. We find deals, we analyse them, we look at different strategies. Today we focused on buy, refurb, refinance, running rentals. We didn't actually look at service accommodation, commercial. So if you want to know more, come and join me on my 2-day online seminar. It's £99 now for you guys, and it's 2 days of doing this, finding you deals, raising the funding and getting you started for an epic 2026.